Article 338 National Commission for Scheduled Castes. The Indian Constitution, under Part 16, Special Provisions relating to certain classes, provides special safeguards to ensure justice, equality, and welfare for historically disadvantaged communities. One of the most significant provisions in this regard is Article 338, which establishes the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, NCSC. This commission is a constitutional body entrusted with the duty of protecting the rights and advancing the welfare of the scheduled castes, SCs. 1. Establishment of the Commission. Article 338(1) declares the setting up of a permanent commission, known as the National Commission for Scheduled Castes. This ensures that there is always an institutional mechanism to monitor the conditions of SCs and safeguard their rights. 2. Composition. According to Clause 2, the Commission consists of a chairperson, a vice-chairperson, 3 other members. The conditions of their service and the tenure of their office are decided by the President of India through rules. 3. Appointment. As per Clause 3, all members, including the chairperson and vice-chairperson, are appointed by the President under his warrant and seal. This highlights the high constitutional status of the Commission. 4. Independence in procedure. Clause 4 grants the Commission the power to regulate its own procedure. This gives it functional independence while conducting inquiries or carrying out responsibilities. 5. Duties of the Commission. The Commission's primary responsibilities are listed in Clause 5. They include a. Investigation and monitoring, to oversee how safeguards for scheduled castes are working under the Constitution, laws, and government orders. b. Complaint redressal, to inquire into complaints where SC's rights or safeguards are denied. c. Socioeconomic advice, to advise and participate in developmental planning for SCs at both union and state levels. d. Reporting to President, to submit annual or special reports on the status of SC safeguards. e. Recommendations, to suggest measures for effective implementation of safeguards and for the socio-economic upliftment of SCs. f. Other functions, to discharge any additional functions relating to SCs that the President may assign. Thus, the Commission is not only a watchdog but also a guiding authority in policy making and development for SCs. 6. Reporting and accountability. Clause 6 requires the President to place Commission reports before Parliament, along with a memorandum explaining actions taken or reasons for non-acceptance of recommendations. Clause 7 ensures that reports relating to states are sent to the Governor, who must place them before the state legislature with similar explanations. This ensures transparency, accountability, and follow-up on the Commission's work. 7. Powers of a civil court. Under Clause 8, while conducting inquiries or investigations, the Commission has powers similar to a civil court. These include summoning individuals and examining them under oath, requiring documents and evidence, receiving affidavits, requisitioning public records, issuing commissions to examine witnesses and documents. This judicial-like authority gives the Commission real strength to investigate violations of SC rights. 8. Mandatory consultation. Clause 9 makes it obligatory for the Union and state governments to consult the Commission on all major policy matters affecting SCs. This ensures their interests are always considered in governance. 9. Inclusion of Anglo-Indian community. Finally, Clause 10 clarifies that references to scheduled castes also include the Anglo-Indian community for the purposes of this article. This reflects the special concern for the Anglo-Indian minority during the framing of the Constitution. Conclusion. In summary, Article 338 provides the constitutional foundation for the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, a powerful body to protect, promote, and monitor the rights and welfare of SCs. With powers akin to a civil court, the duty to investigate safeguards, handle complaints, advise on socio-economic policies, and report directly to the President, the NCSC acts as both a protector of rights and a policy guide. It represents India's constitutional commitment to social justice and equality, ensuring that marginalized communities like SCs and Anglo-Indians are not left behind in the nation's progress. The Constitution of India. Part 16. Special provisions relating to certain classes. Article 338. National Commission for Scheduled Castes. 1. There shall be a commission for the scheduled castes to be known as the National Commission for the Scheduled Castes. 2. Subject to the provisions of any law made in this behalf by Parliament, the commission shall consist of a chairperson, vice-chairperson and 3 other members, and the conditions of service and tenure of office of the chairperson, vice-chairperson and other members so appointed shall be such as the President may by rule determine. 3. The chairperson, vice-chairperson and other members of the commission shall be appointed by the President by warrant under his hand and seal. 4. The commission shall have the power to regulate its own procedure. 5. It shall be the duty of the Commission a. To investigate and monitor all matters relating to the safeguards provided for the scheduled castes under this Constitution or under any other law for the time being in force or under any order of the government, and to evaluate the working of such safeguards. b. To inquire into specific complaints with respect to the deprivation of rights and safeguards of the scheduled castes. c. To participate and advise on the planning process of socio-economic development of the scheduled castes and to evaluate the progress of their development under the Union and any state. d. To present to the President, annually and at such other times as the Commission may deem fit, reports upon the working of those safeguards. e. To make in such reports recommendations as to the measures that should be taken by the Union or any state for the effective implementation of those safeguards and other measures for the protection, welfare and socio-economic development of the scheduled castes, and f. To discharge such other functions in relation to the protection, welfare and development and advancement of the scheduled castes as the President may, subject to the provisions of any law made by Parliament, by rule specify. 6. The President shall cause all such reports to be laid before each House of Parliament along with a memorandum explaining the action taken or proposed to be taken on the recommendations relating to the Union and the reasons for the non-acceptance, if any of such recommendations. 7. Where any such report, or any part thereof, relates to any matter with which any state government is concerned, a copy of such report shall be forwarded to the governor of the state who shall cause it to be laid before the legislature of the state along with a memorandum explaining the action taken or proposed to be taken on the recommendations relating to the state and the reasons for the non-acceptance, if any, of such recommendations. 8. The Commission shall, while investigating any matter referred to in subclause A, or inquiring into any complaint referred to in subclause B, of Clause 5, have all the powers of a civil court trying a suit and in particular in respect of the following matters, namely a. Summoning and enforcing the attendance of any person from any part of India and examining him on oath. b. Requiring the discovery and production of any document. c. Receiving evidence on affidavits. d. Requisitioning any public record or copy thereof from any court or office. e. Issuing commissions for the examination of witnesses and documents. f. Any other matter which the President may, by rule, determine. 9. The Union and every state government shall consult the Commission on all major policy matters affecting scheduled castes. 10. In this article, references to the scheduled castes shall be construed as including references to the Anglo-Indian community.